As ever, the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, remains adamant about the political crisis rocking Rivers State, arising from his disagreement with Governor Fubara. In another display of such, Wike has vowed not to allow anyone to take over the People's Democratic Party structure in the state. The former Rivers State governor also vowed to cause a political crisis in the states of PDP governors that tried interfering in the party's affairs in the South state. Meanwhile, Governor Fubara snubbed the PDP World Congress attended by Wike in the state. Adeoye, let me start with you.
This is a problem that has refused to go away. And a conflict resolution, your party cannot have 100%. You need to, one party cannot have 100% gain. You need to give and take. So there is a, you cannot have resolved conflict without compromise. But I think on both sides, I'm not seeing any of them ready to compromise. But also in conflict management, you must look at it. What are my gains? What am I going to gain? What am I going to lose? I think in this context, I believe Fubara, who is the governor of the state, has more to gain. Because if you look at his career, in 2003, he was principal accountant of, senior secondary school board in Rivers State. In 2015, he had become the head of the accountant of the State House. In a few years later, he became the accountant general of the state. And less than 18 years, he rose in the civil service to emerge as the governor of the state.
All thanks to who?
Yeah, all thanks to, his principal, Wike. So I'm not saying Wike has no fault and all that, but if I happen to be in the position of Fubara, I will be more strategic. He's just 49 years old now. Because if you have instability for your first, 4 years, what is the prospect that you are going to have a second term? So when you are waging your battle, the time of picking your enemy, the strategy, the tactics, you have to really define it clearly. So I think if you see what is going on now, from what we can see, Wike appears to remain the most dominant political figure in Rivers. Look at the Congress that they had. The governor, the deputy governor, and I think about 3 lawmakers, they didn't attend. Now, out of them, about 25 lawmakers, how many of them have decamped to the side of the governor, which is unusual. In most cases, you have a situation where the governor will even break the, and take almost. That has not happened. Yes. And if you look at the last election, Obiakpo had 80,000 votes during the presidential election. PDP had, I think, about 389 votes. So it shows that, and that local government is the richest in Rivers State, with about GDP of about $8 billion. Obiakpo. Every election you have, go and check out votes coming from Wike's local government. So I think for strategic reasons, I think it was too early for Fubara to name his prize. I will have been more strategic. I will have been more tactical. At the same time, it will be in the interest of the people of Rivers State if they resolve this conflict. The others, you see, what they have come in. People have come, even the president came in. It's lucky that you don't have somebody with, mood swing as the president of the country that is taking open side, with if not, there will have been, if this happened under President Obasanjo, you think that, so it's lucky that you have a president that is liberal democratic.
Will use 7 people
to so I think the opportunity that he has, he should know that there's a limit, and I think as it is now, he's negotiating from position of weakness, honestly. He's the one that is taking second term. He's the one that needs to perform and leaves exceptional, legacy for his own people. But if he does not create that atmosphere of peace, people will even forget that he ever ruled the state.
Thank you, Adeoye. Let me come to you. Wike is still very particular about this structure thing. And now he has sent strong warnings to the PDP governors.
Yes, because it's a strong battle for his political life. And look, politics, say all politics is local. If you pull the rug from under his feet in his home state, you've destroyed him. Where is he going to garner political relevance? Is it in Abuja? So he's battling tooth and nail to retain his political relevance in Rivers State. That is what he's doing. And as I've said before, the judiciary has a big role to play in resolving these issues. Since both men have decided not to forgive one another. In fact, Wike said in a recent media chat that there's nothing like reconciliation. I think that at the point when Wike was the one who first began to abuse the governor fought back by saying, okay, the rat that is eating the gari, we have used Otapia to kill him. Which means he was saying that his former boss was dipping his hands into the treasury. Metaphorically, that was what he was saying. And at that point, when he started talking about probing the state, the affairs of, probing the administration of Wike knew that the battle line had been drawn. And Mr. President stepped in. Some of the conditionalities that the governor was given, he has clearly refused to, like he was asked to go and present the budget to the fuller house instead of the ridiculous presentation of budget to 3 individuals. I don't know anywhere in the world where that has happened. Some of our people see the truth and choose to close their eyes to the truth. How do you have a situation in which just 3 persons are running the House of Assembly? There's no way you can justify that. No way. What I will expect is for people to work to ensure that the matter is resolved so that we can have the full complement of the House of Assembly. Can we have a situation, for example, in which 3 persons will run the Supreme Court?
That's not possible.
But you find some people justifying it. You find even when they are reporting the state, they describe those lawmakers loyal to Wike as people who had left, they've lost their seats. Whereas the only way they can lose their seats is if the courts declare that they've lost their seats. But people, even lawyers, will come on air and talk as if. So I asked the question that, okay, we know that the law says that if you kill, you will be killed in return. Do we not subject people that kill people to the court process? Do we simply carry cutlass and cut off their heads because the law says they must be killed? You know? So Wike is battling for his political life. He knows that the opponent too is not giving up. He knows that if he does not hold on to the structures in Rivers State, Fubara will take over, and once Fubara takes over, he is finished. You can see the contest over the local government, the contest over the House of Assembly. I can tell you, whatever we say here, whatever people say on social media, whatever those lawyers say when they are moving from TV station to TV station, most of them are apparently bribed to do that. Whatever they say, it is the courts. The courts first have to resolve the matter of those 27 lawmakers. Have they lost their seats or not? Recently, there was a meeting of the speakers in the Federation, and a letter of invitation was extended to Martin Amewule, which means that they still see him as the speaker. You know? But the courts will resolve these issues one after another. And whoever takes control of the House of Assembly, whoever takes control, when the court resolves this matter, that person has already taken a big leap. You know, it's the Chinese who talked about the big leap. You know, the rest of us were talking about big step. The Chinese came up with the idea of a big leap. So whoever gains control of the House of Assembly between Wike and Fubara, that person has won a big battle in the overall scheme of things. In in 1999, there was this contest between Jim Nwobodo and Chimaroke Nnamani for the soul of the house. They both had their supporters. The moment, and at a point they had equal number of supporters. Jim Nwobodo was the political godfather to Chimaroke Nnamani. He was in Nomalinda University in the US working. And then Nwobodo brought him to Nigeria. But as soon as he became governor, he turned against his godfather. Just the same way we are seeing it happening in Rivers. But the moment Chimaroke Nnamani got complete control of the house by having someone defect to give him majority, that was the end of that conflict. And I can predict that that will happen in Rivers too. I don't blame Fubara. There are people, Wike has fought so many people. He has disrespected so many people, has abused so many people, and those people are now coalescing behind the governor. They are now behind the governor. A lot of them are behind the governor. But it doesn't mean that he cannot bounce back. That's why I'm saying the courts, it is the courts that will decide. If the courts say those guys have not defected and have not lost their seats, it will turn a lot of things around, because the governor now knows that he has lost the control of the house. He has to now battle for survival. Without the control of those boys, just as he said in the past, a governor will have bribed those people, they will have moved to his side. How he is unable to do that, that should tell you how strong Wike is. That a governor sitting on the kind of resources in Rivers has not been able to bribe and get lawmakers to come to his side. Yes. That should tell you that the man that is up against is formidable. He's not a man who will give up easily. That those House of Assembly, I mean, those local government chairmen, he has not been able to get them to his side. They are still with Wike. It shows how strong Wike is, and it's not somebody that you can underrate. People say a lot of things, but you don't know what's going on behind the scene. And I'm saying again that it is the law courts. It is the law courts that will resolve these matters in Rivers. Once they look at, for example, who knows? There were conflicting orders before these primaries, before this Congress. If the courts decide that, okay, the valid Congress was the one that Wike and co took part in, Fubara is in trouble. Yes, because how does he then get his own people to win elective political positions in the state if he does not have the structures? If the people emerge, because this Congress will give birth to leadership of the party. If the courts rule that this Congress is the valid one, I've been monitoring politics in my country for some time. I can tell you, if that happens, he's in trouble. So that's why I'm saying the courts have a big role to play in how this whole matter is resolved. Politicians can abuse themselves the way they like. Journalists can come and analyze. The courts have the final say on those big issues. You know what the big issues are. Control of the House, control of the local governments, control of the party in the state. Which one is the valid Congress? All those decisions are crucial. If the persons or the person that those big issues are resolved in his favor has carried the day. It's as simple as that.
Thank you for that, BK. Let me come to you, Adoye, before we move on quickly. Another angle to the video we saw is, some Nigerians are asking the president to caution the utterances of Minister Wike. Saying you would set some states on fire if the PDP governors interfere in whatever is going on in your state. Some say these are not the kinds of words you should hear from the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I agree that he should temper his words, with diplomacy. But you know that Wike, the minister, is well known for his robust attacks and it's a liberal use of words. Sometimes we just come out of him spontaneously.
Saying, go and hug transformer.
You know, so there are some people that's just their nature. But I think there should be more decorum. Yes. You know, because when we are saying that we want to put other states on fire, I mean, that's
it's going to deliberately cause trouble.
Yeah, cause trouble there. And I think a minister should be more concerned about stability, about peace, conflict prevention. So I think those words are reckless, should not be coming from the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. All
right, BQ, would you want to react to that?
No, I don't approve of the way he talks. I'm not his fan. Wike talks anyhow. Even this matter with Fubara degenerated when he started abusing Fubara all over the place. And I warned him then that you are the older person.
I remember.
Ask your age. You can't be, the man was not answering him. He kept calling media chat, gathering people for media chat, and abusing the man. So at a point, Fubara too,
lost it.
His patience snapped, and he had to fight back. And when he decided to fight back, Wike then retreated for a long time. No media chat, no brickbat again. So I don't think that it makes sense. Among those governors of PDP, he has friends amongst them. But when you dismiss your colleagues in the way, your former colleagues in the way that he's doing, he's looking for trouble. And you can't say that if, for example, 8 PDP governors were to gang up against him, what is he going to do? How many states can he cause trouble? I mean, except if he's just punching above his weight category. It's not possible to cause trouble in every state, every PDP control state. If the governors gang up against him, he will not find it funny.
He would be exhausted. All right, gentlemen, let's move on quickly. It is said that